Ever watched a movie scene that you paused so that you could take a closer look? Well, certain scenes in movies are so iconic, so controversial, or critical to the movie that they've been paused countless times by viewers. Let's run through the top most paused scenes in popular movies ever. The Man of Steel. In the epic battle between Superman and General Zod, there was a lot happening on the screen that could easily overwhelm the senses, but for sharp-eyed viewers, there were some subtle nods to other characters from the DC universe. One of the most exciting references was when the two combatants took the fight into space and destroyed a satellite with the Wayne Enterprises logo on it, hinting that Batman already existed in this universe. Although it was a brief moment that went unnoticed by many, it was a thrilling Easter egg for DC fans, suggesting that even more exciting things were yet to come. Star Wars. When it comes to movie villains, the stormtroopers from Star Wars are infamous for their incompetence, especially their laughably bad aim. They've become the butt of many jokes and memes online, as they constantly let the heroic rebels slip through their grasp. But one stormtrooper in A New Hope had it even worse than the rest, as the troopers stormed into a doorway searching for the rebels. One unfortunate soldier on the right side of the screen hit his head, becoming an instant legend. The blooper was so iconic that George Lucas actually enhanced the sound effect in the special edition to draw more attention to it. He even included a nod to the incident in Attack of the Clones, where Jango Fett hit his head in a similar fashion. Fight Club. The plot twist in Fight Club may seem predictable upon a second viewing, but director David Fincher dropped hints from the beginning to give it away. Throughout the first act, there are several instances where Tyler Durden appears for a single frame while the narrator is working, or in a doctor's appointment. These fleeting glimpses were meant to suggest that Tyler was already present in the narrator's mind, waiting to be unleashed. For keen-eyed viewers who caught on to this, the anticipation for the narrator's realization built up to an explosive climax. It's hard to argue that the results were anything less than mind-blowing. Iron Man. Unlike their later movies, the first Iron Man film was relatively low on Easter eggs and references to other Marvel properties. However, there was one subtle hint that got comic book fans buzzing. In a scene where Pepper catches Tony Stark removing the Iron Man suit for the first time, you can spot a prototype of Captain America's iconic shield lying on his table. It was a clever nod that hinted at the greater things Marvel had in store, and just goes to show how carefully planned and meticulously crafted the MCU really is. Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Luke Skywalker's brief appearance left fans with many unanswered questions about the beloved character. In his lone scene, Luke is seen standing next to what some believe to be a gravestone for someone close to him, while others think it's just a shaped rock on the mountain. Despite the lack of a close-up shot, fans have scrutinized every frame, hoping for clues about Luke's backstory and his role in the upcoming movies. With details of his activities kept tightly under wraps until the release of Episode 8, fans are left to their own devices to theorize and speculate about the iconic hero's fate. The Wolf of Wall Street. Margot Robbie, who later became known as Harley Quinn in the DC Extended Universe, made a splash in Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street as Jordan Belfort's alluring wife, Naomi. Throughout the movie, Robbie's character had to bear it all for several scenes, but one in particular had fans hitting the pause button. During an argument, Naomi tells Jordan that he won't be able to touch her for a long time and teases him by showing off a new look with her legs spread out. But things take an unexpected turn when Jordan points out a security camera he had installed in a teddy bear, which meant his wife was unwittingly flashing a security guard. Though Naomi quickly closed up, it was too late, and everyone got an eyeful. Raiders of the Lost Ark. In a tense moment from the first Indiana Jones movie, our hero has a rocket launcher trained on his enemies, demanding they free Miriam or risk the destruction of the Ark. As Indiana's rival looks on in disbelief, a fly lands on his face and starts crawling up his chin. Actor Paul Freeman, in the midst of delivering a key line, ingests the pesky insect, never to be seen again. It's a strange and somewhat gross detail that went unnoticed by most viewers, but it's still a fun bit of trivia for fans of Raiders of the Lost Ark. While it's unclear why director Steven Spielberg opted to keep the take in the final film, it's just one of the many small details that make the Indiana Jones movies so beloved. Jurassic World. In a bold move, the director of Jurassic World, Colin Trevorrow, inundated the film with product placements to make a thought-provoking statement on the overwhelming presence of corporate sponsorships in our lives. But don't worry, it's not all serious business. The movie also has a hilarious scene during a pterodactyl attack where you can spot Jimmy Buffett carefully protecting his drinks while running for cover. Yes, the Jimmy Buffett of Margaritaville fame, and the owner and chain of restaurants with the same name. This hidden gem is a delightful Easter egg that music fans and movie buffs buffs alike will absolutely love Fast Times at Ridgemont High. For teenage boys in the 1980s, Phoebe Cates was the ultimate crush, and one viewing of Fast Times at Ridgemont High is all it takes to see why. And what is arguably the film's most iconic scene? She emerges from a swimming pool in a sizzling red bikini and sensually undoes her top. Though it was only a daydream sequence in Judge Reinhold's character's mind, for many young men in the audience, it was a moment that they felt all too real. Director Amy Heckerling was initially hesitant to shoot the scene, but it's safe to say that countless moviegoers are grateful that she went through with it. Basic Instinct. Sharon Stone was the ultimate 90s sex symbol, and her iconic role as Catherine Trommel in Basic Instinct cemented her status. One scene in particular has become the stuff of legend. During a police interrogation, Catherine uses her sexuality to distract the officers with a simple cross of her legs. The result? Absolute stunned silence. We can only imagine how many men watching this scene had a reaction similar to that of Wayne Knight's character, desperately trying to sneak a peek before becoming embarrassed and trying to play it cool. We've just shared our top picks, but we'd like to know your thoughts. Did we miss any of your favorite paused scenes? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want more entertaining videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.